What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here, back with another video. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about 50 Cent. 50 Cent has responded to paperwork that included his baby mother, Daphne Joy, in it as a sex worker for Diddy. She's on a payroll list for Diddy as far as his concubines, also with Young Miami and another female by the name of Jade. I know I spoke about a different Jade in my previous video. You can go check it out. I'll link it in the description box. This is a different Jade. This one was photographed with him some months ago. So it's a different Jade than the one that I spoke about in that video. That's not the Tekashi 6ix9ine ex-girlfriend Jade. It's another Jade. But be that as it may, Daphne Joy was implicated as a paid concubine of Diddy. And 50 Cent responded to it, and people feel like this is why he has so much smoke for Diddy. It could be the case because after Daphne Joy stopped dating Jason Derulo, she started hanging around Diddy, and then they stopped being around each other. And you would think that's the end of it, but I guess it wasn't. Diddy has a type. You look at the woman that he had a child by, you look at one of his ex-concubines, you look at Daphne Joy, they all have a similar look. And Diddy apparently is attracted to that. And Daphne Joy was just one of the few women he was dealing with. But we didn't know that she was on the payroll. That's one of the things that we didn't know. I spoke about my previous video about Young Miami and the things that she was engaging in, and how Young Miami thought that she was the leader of the concubine room. And the fact that Diddy is, he's dealing with all these women because he's trying to mask who he really is. I think Diddy has a lot of issues. I think Diddy is trying to portray himself as this guy that gets all these women, and there's a life of the party, when there's a different side to him. I think that's a side that he's been battling for a number of years. But be that as it may, the fact that 50 Cent has the awareness to respond to this, because when I saw Daphne's name in the paperwork, I was a little surprised, but then I thought about it. I said, you know what? She kind of went away after having public relationships, and she dealt with Diddy, and she kind of went away. Did not know that she was on the payroll for Diddy. To take care of her whenever he need her, he'd bring her in. This is what women have become nowadays. And it's funny because I saw a comment where people said that 50 Cent has the song called has had a song and there's a line in the song where he talks about if you have a baby by him, you'll be a millionaire. Well, apparently that's not the case, because she has to be the paid concubine of Diddy, a guy who has gotten himself in a lot of trouble. I know people want to blame the system. They want to claim they're going after another black man. That could be the case, but Diddy has made it very easy for the government to go after him. I've never seen somebody make it so easy for, charges to be brought against him. I mean, this is a guy who he doesn't care what, when, where, how. He's trying to get some relations out of somebody, whether it be female or male. He's looking to get some. And I really believe that what's going on with Diddy is a guy that's been battling who he really is. This is a guy who I think is maybe a bit confused. I think he was a guy who was a victim of the industry. And I think that now he's become the victimizer over the last 30 years. And he utilizes people to his own benefit. Now, let's get into what this 50 Cent post. As you can see here, this is what he put up. This was actually two pictures, but this is a repost from Academics. And as you can see here, I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker. LOL, yo, this shit is a movie. It is a movie. And I want y'all to understand something. is that 50 is very strategic in what he is doing. He understands that people are going to talk about this. This is why he continues to go after 50. But I think 50 Cent is just following the 48 laws of power, destroying your enemy. Absolutely. I think that's what he is doing. He is absolutely trying to destroy Diddy publicly. And now he's turned his sights onto Jay-Z, as I spoke about in one of my most recent videos. I don't think 50 Cent cares. I don't think 50 Cent cares about who's dealing, his ex dealing with Diddy. I don't think he deals with Daphne. I think that his time as far as being in a relationship with Daphne has come and gone. I think he could care less. I think he finds the whole thing comical because this is a woman who, again, probably tries to portray herself publicly one way, but he knew the truth. he knew the truth, and he just sort of stayed out of it and let everybody else come to their own conclusions. You look at her and you'll say, well, there's a lot of men that would want to date this woman. There's a lot of men that will wife her up. I don't think she wants to be wifed. I think she wants to be taken care of financially. I don't think Daphne Joy has a problem being a concubine, just like Young Miami had no problem being a concubine, as long as she's getting paid. These women will do whatever you need them to do as long as you're paying them. And that's the women in our society. Women like this are happy being side chicks and jump offs because it can do the bare minimum. The thing about Young Miami, though, is that she really thought she was the girlfriend. She did not understand that she was a concubine. She was paid help. Diddy never really made that clear to her because he knew how naive she was. And he knows that these women, because she's a millennial, these millennial women are highly delusional. That you treat them like a side chick, but then they think they're in a relationship. That's women of today. And 50 Cent knows this as well. 50 has never tried to notice when he breaks up with a woman, he breaks up with her. He's not trying to get back with her. When a relationship is over with him, he's done with it. Even though, yes, she is the mother of his child, I think he finds the situation comical. I think that he's always had issues with Diddy. Anybody remember this is 50.com? I don't know if the website is still up, but over 10 years ago, he used to clown Diddy. He's always clowned Diddy. I think he's always found Diddy to be a clown. He's mocked him in interviews before. And this might have been around the time Diddy was dealing with Daphne Joy, but I think it was well before it. I just think that there are things that go on behind the scenes. And I've seen people make comments and they're saying, the same thing can happen to 50 Cent. It could, but I don't think he's stressing because, listen, if you're not a degenerate, if you're not out here trying to coerce women and men into sleeping with you, I don't think he has anything to worry about. Because he's not doing things to the degree that Diddy is. You don't see people doing interviews saying that Diddy tried this or tried that, is drugging this woman. Like, Diddy has that reputation. He's had the reputation for years. Diddy is his own worst enemy. But here you got people that want to act like Diddy is the victim. Victim of what? Now, again, I will say that maybe when Diddy earlier in the industry, when he was in the industry, he went through things. And now he's doing it to other people. I saw a comment when somebody says hurt people. Absolutely. But sometimes you have to heal from that behavior. And he just never has. Because when you're around people that don't tell you no, you take things way too far. And now he's gotten himself into a very bad situation. But I find it funny how everybody wants to blame everybody else except for this guy for what he's done to himself and his family. He did it to himself. The feds wouldn't have anything to go after him with if he didn't help them. The same thing with R. Kelly. It's not like R. Kelly helped himself in the things that he did, right? Yes, you did have people, maybe parents, that put their daughters in front of him, but that doesn't mean that he should engage in relations with them, especially if they're underage. You have to do your due diligence, especially when you have a lot to lose. When you have a lot to lose out here, you have to take care of your business. You got to be thorough. You can't sit there and think that because of who you are, no one's going to go after you. I think that's the fatal mistake that Diddy made. He never thought the government would go after him. I don't know why. I mean, you have people in interviews, he's being sued. All he had to do was pay Lil Rod to go away. And he didn't do that because of his ego and his arrogance. And I think that that's the undoing of a lot of these men out here. Your type of arrogance and arrogance of other people, especially non-melanated people, you're not going to get that type of pass. It's just not. And as far as Daphne Joy goes, Daphne Joy is like a lot of these women of today. Feminism has been destroyed. Do you know who destroyed feminism? Western women destroyed feminism. Women like a Young Miami or a Daphne Joy, women who refuse to work and make their own, they would rather a man take care of them. This is why I say that feminism just doesn't work, because the majority of women will always want to be taken care of. They don't want to work hard. Yes, there are women out here who want money. They want to seek power. They want to go after it themselves, but that's not the majority. That's a very vocal minority, but the majority of women, especially millennial women, Gen Z women, a lot of them want to be taken care of and spoiled by a rich, successful man. And that's what Daphne Joy is doing. I wonder what else was going on here. I think 50 has always gone at Diddy, but it has intensified in this situation. You've seen it intensify, him mocking Diddy recently. It could have something to do with his baby mother. But I think he's been going at Diddy for a long time. But Diddy did this to himself, people. Diddy is not a victim here. Diddy could have ended this behavior decades ago, and he didn't do it. So let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram. Check out my other video. Subscribe to all my other channels on YouTube and Rumble. And I'll see y'all next one.